According to psychology, if you make fake scenarios in your head before you go to sleep, it's a sign of mental illness. If you overthink the past conversations, it reveals an inherent desire for perfection, or a fear of misunderstanding. If you constantly feel a sense of nostalgia for simpler times, it means you're seeking songs in the past. When the present feels overwhelming, if you like people watching, it reflects a natural curiosity about the human condition, a longing to understand other stories. If you feel inherently angry in the traffic, it reveals a deeper struggle with control, discomfort with life's unpredictability. If you constantly check your phone for notifications, it's an unconscious expression of your need for connection, validation from other people. And if you even think of these are true, that's okay. It's all part of the life, all part of the human experience. You're not broken, just beautifully understandably human.
Law of forgiveness. The law of forgiveness simply says that you are mentally healthy to the degree to which you can freely forgive and forget grievances against you. It's the single most important determinant of whether or not you are a fully integrated, fully functioning adult human being. Because the tendency to blame and to hold grudges is a childlike, pathological tendency that is possessed by all people who are mentally ill. Now, you accept that as true, there's 4 people that you have to forgive. Number 1 is forgive your parents. Most of our research shows that almost all of our adult problems trace back to being unwilling or unable to forgive our parents for something that they did that hurt us. Number 2 is forgive others. Forgive everyone else. Forgive everyone who has ever hurt you in any way or anything. Just let it go. Now, some people say, well, I can't forgive that person because what a terrible thing they did to me. Remember this, that forgiveness is perfectly selfish. Forgiveness has nothing whatever to do with the other person. It has only to do with your peace of mind and with your assuring your own mental integrity. Number 3, forgive yourself. Forgive yourself for every wicked, senseless, brainless, foolish, stupid thing you ever did. And finally, the last part of this is if you have done something to hurt someone else, go and apologize. It's amazing how many lives are ruined year after year by people who do not have the intestinal fortitude, the guts, the courage to go and say, I'm sorry.
Why do you think so many young men have mental health problems right now?
This is the problem, is that the majority of young men in the world today are completely invisible, and social media has made them invisible. If you go into an Instagram feed, you have extremely beautiful women, but the only men who have followers are men with massive social status, men with Ferraris and money, or rappers, or people who have YouTube channels, interesting people. If you're a normal man with a normal job, you don't really exist in the online world. Nobody replies to your DMs. You don't really matter. It's very difficult for you to even get any kind of recognition that you're even alive. And a lot of men feel lost and lonely because of that. You need to become a man of importance. You need to become a man of influence, or you're going to suffer the pain of being invisible forever.
Do you see anything wrong with this picture? Yes, someone's missing, and that person is my father. But I don't. Just because someone is not in your life doesn't mean that your life is screwed. If anything, their absence can teach you some of the most important lessons. My dad wasn't there to teach me how to be a man, but you know what? I figured it out. You may have to work a little harder, but trust me, it also means you'll come out stronger. And if I can do it, so can you.
You've come a long way since we met, but you need to let go of the past so you could have a future.
You can't drive your car looking in the rearview mirror. You can't. If you keep looking in the rearview mirror, you're going to keep crashing your car. There's a reason why the rearview mirror is this big and the windshield is this big. That's a reason for it. Because all the rearview mirror does is allows you to see what you've passed and to prevent what you've passed from coming up on you again. That's all the rearview mirror is for. The windshield is your future. It's where you're going. It's where you're headed.
You gotta put your past behind you. Look, kid, bad things happen, and you can't do anything about it, right?
Right.
Wrong! When the world turns its back on you, you turn your back on the world.
Fuck, are you supposed to have your whole life figured out at 28 years old?
All the pressure we put on these kids to figure out stuff at 22, 20, at like 30 years old, you should have your life figured out. I don't know a 40-year-old that has their life figured out. But Gary, my friend's already married. What the fuck does your friend's marital status have to do with your life? Stop looking at other people. These pressures we put on ourselves for no reason, starting with your age. We're living to 100. Like, think about if that's true. Think about where you are in your journey. You're only 30% in. You're only 40% in. You're only 50% in. Like, it's just a lot of pressure for no reason. We're looking at the wrong things. We're valuing the wrong things. This practice of gratitude in a lot of different frameworks really matters, and I think it would take a lot of pressure off of people.
I realized that people who show the most love never felt love themselves. So they end up caring for others more than themselves, hoping they would receive it back. But they never do. They always hide their pain, telling everyone only half the story, and hiding it from their parents, because they don't want to be a burden. They wish someone had told them earlier that they weren't kind to themselves. They were overly empathetic, and that was a form of unkindness to themselves. They wish someone told them how destructive empathy could be. But the sad part is, they don't want to be rescued. They just want someone to notice that they are trapped. They just want someone to listen to them, and understand their efforts. That goes unnoticed.
Well, how much did my divorce cost me? Well, this is a fantastic question. There's direct and there's indirect costs. Direct costs, I lost $106,000 out of my 401k retirement plan I spent 20 years contributing to. I also lost half the equity in the home, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, cash, and savings that I also spent 20 years contributing to. I also lost half of all the non-liquid assets like furniture, household goods, electronics, cars. Keep in mind, I paid for all of these. And this is in addition to financially supporting her and her/our daughter for 17 years, which is many hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'm now broke, live in a 2-bedroom apartment, and have a negative net worth for the first time since I was, 25. Indirect costs: my job, my sobriety, my self-worth, my masculinity, my hope for the future, my ability to trust women again, my belief in God, my pride, my motivation, my physical health. I don't know, let's just say everything.
You're gonna lose your mother. You're gonna lose your father. You're gonna lose animals and humans that you love. It's going to happen. You're gonna lose money, and at the same time, people are also gonna hurt you even though you don't even know what you did wrong. Things like this are going to happen in this lifetime. To wait for better times to come where the world will be completely in peace and you can walk peacefully over the street, never having the fear that somebody's gonna come and do something to you. It's not gonna happen. Because the world is just the way as it is. But knowing this, preparing yourself, learning the right ways or useful ways that are developing yourself physically and mentally to be able to walk through this lifetime, that's possible. That is something that is available to us. It's just you need to get rid of those fantasies that better times are going to come. If we don't create the better times, nothing's going to happen.